That first scratch feels personal, a blemish on a major investment. But the leading cause of paint damage isn't other cars. It's the very bucket and sponge you trust. Beyond your wash mitt, your paint is under constant assault from invisible enemies. The sun is quietly breaking down your car's main defense system every single day. We'll show you how to shield your paint before damage and the exact steps to take after it occurs. To win, you must know the target. Your paint is a system: primer, base color, and the clear coat. That top layer is your vehicle's armor. UV radiation attacks the chemical bonds in that clear coat. It's the light, not the heat, making it brittle. This is oxidation, which causes that faded, hazy look. Simultaneously, your car is hit with chemical attacks. Bird droppings, sap, and acid rain are corrosive agents that etch into that weakened clear coat. So you have radiation from above and chemical attacks on the ground. Have you considered that simply parking your car is a strategic decision for its paint? But these threats are amplified by the number one cause of damage: improper washing. That circular wax-on, wax-off motion, it's the worst thing for your paint. It creates swirl marks that catch light from every angle. Using one bucket means you're picking up grit and dunking it back in your clean water. Your wash mitt becomes a sheet of fine sandpaper. Your towel choice matters. Old bath towels and cheap sponges don't lift dirt. They push it across the surface, creating a web of fine scratches. You are grinding the very dirt you're trying to remove directly into your paint. A cycle of damage, all started with good intentions. So how do you break this cycle? You build a shield. This starts with changing how you approach paint protection. Pros know the method isn't the soap, but the system. So what is the single technique that instantly separates amateurs from professionals? First, defense. The goal is a barrier between the world and your clear coat. Waxes and synthetic sealants provide this sacrificial layer. For harder long-term protection, ceramic coatings chemically bond to your paint. It's like adding a second, tougher clear coat that lasts for years. And that professional technique is the two-bucket method. One bucket for soap, one for rinsing the mitt before it returns to the soap. This isolates the grit. The strategy is clear: apply protection, then wash safely. But what happens when a scratch still gets through your defenses? Once a scratch appears, the mission shifts from protection to diagnosis. This is where most do-it-yourself attempts fail. Those all-in-one scratch removers are mostly fillers. They temporarily mask light scratches but do nothing for deep damage, often leaving a hazy finish. Worse, aggressive polishing is a disaster. You can burn through the clear coat, permanently hazing the paint and making the problem much worse. Before touching any scratch, you must know its depth. What's the 5-second test that separates a DIY job from a professional emergency? Even with a good diagnosis, DIY repairs fail. People skip surface preparation, so the new paint simply peels away. They try to guess the color, but factory paint is difficult to match. The result is a patch that looks worse than the initial damage. A botched repair is more obvious and devalues your car more than the scratch itself. So how do you make the correct choice? Here's that 5-second test. The fingernail test. Run your nail across it. If it doesn't catch, it's in the clear coat. If your nail catches, you have a serious problem. A catch means the scratch has breached the clear coat armor. Recall how UV radiation weakens that armor? A compromised coat is easier to penetrate deeply. Once the primer or bare metal is exposed, it is no longer a cosmetic issue. It's an open wound for moisture. Rust begins from the inside out. This is how one tiny, ignored scratch leads to bubbling paint and structural corrosion. The repair cost jumps from a touch-up to a full panel replacement. The best way to fix a scratch is to prevent it in the first place. Your proactive defense, from parking smartly to washing correctly, preserves value. When damage happens, avoid the quick fix. Use the fingernail test to diagnose it, understand the risk of corrosion, and know when to call a pro. Managing your car's paint is about protecting the structural integrity and financial value of your property. Every decision has an impact. Protect your investment. Start with a better wash method, add a protective layer, and treat every scratch with the attention it requires.